Let me ask you this. The night before, you got a pretty good amount of sleep. And this morning, you ended up drinking 1, maybe 2 glasses of coffee, but yet you still feel this chronic fatigue, you still feel tired, and this seems to be an ongoing problem that you just can't get rid of. So we assume it's just something that comes with age. But the problem is that this is something that you and I feel like we should have when we're 60, 70, even 80 years old. We shouldn't have this in our 20s, in our 30s. There's even 15-year-olds that have the same exact issue where they just feel this chronic fatigue. They feel exhausted at all times. So about 6 months ago, I actually dug in deeper into this. I did research to find out exactly why we feel this way and ultimately how we can overcome this challenge and not feel like we don't want to do anything else but sit on the couch or lay on our beds and take a nap. Otherwise, we really can't get anything done. My research led me to speak with actual medical professionals, so doctors, who gave me some sort of a schedule or a plan to follow. And I've been following that for the last 6 months. And oh boy, has it worked. So here is the thing. Your energy levels throughout the day have to do with 3 things: diet, exercise, and how much sleep you get every night. Now, trust me, you don't want to click away from this video because I thought the same thing. I was like, all right, I have a pretty clean diet. I sleep a pretty good amount every single night, and I'm an active dude. I go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. So then why do I still feel this fatigue? Why do I still have such low energy levels? And here's what I found out. So think of these 3 things, diet, exercise, and sleep, as a jigsaw puzzle that's been thrown into your schedule. And it's up to you how you manage it, how much of each you get, when you do it, and how you do it. And that's that piece that matters more than you actually doing it, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and break it down a little bit further. Let's walk through your day. Let's go ahead and talk about our friend caffeine. And I want you to ask yourself this question: what relationship do I have with caffeine? Do you drink multiple cups a day? Do you drink it every time you yawn? Do you only drink it black and raw like a savage? Am I absolutely describing myself and my unhealthy relationship that I have with coffee? Definitely not. Maybe I am. You'll never know. And the problem is that typically everyone thinks that coffee stays in your system for 5 to 6 hours. And that's what I thought too. I thought that as long as I have it 6 hours before 10 p.m. or before I go to sleep, that should be good. But the reality is that caffeine's half-life is 6 to 7 hours. Let me say that again. Caffeine's half-life is 6 to 7 hours. What does that mean? That means that if you drink coffee at around 10 p.m. when you go to bed, you'll still have 60% of that caffeine still in your system. And at around 4 a.m., when you're supposed to be deep sleep, you still have a quarter of that caffeine still going through your bloodstream. Deep in the night, when you're supposed to be having your deepest, most restorative sleep, you know, the kind of sleep that is supposed to recover your body, your muscle tissue, help develop core memories. You know, the kind of sleep that should be cleansing your body of adenosine, the molecule that causes sleepiness and fatigue that's supposed to reduce when you go to sleep. And instead of being in deep sleep, since you have caffeine in your system, you're tossing, you're turning, and you cannot actually fall asleep. So there lies our problem, right? You might actually be completing your 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single night, but when you complete that in that 24 hours, really matters. Because you have to realize our bodies have this internal clock called the circadian rhythm that's been programming us for thousands of years to be like, all right, when the sun comes up, I wake up. When the sun goes down, the body produces melatonin, I go to sleep. But instead, we're chemically manipulating our bodies by intaking caffeine late in the afternoon, and we're not able to fall asleep. We're not able to sleep when we're supposed to sleep and wake up when we're supposed to wake up. So here's how I solved that problem. I personally stopped drinking coffee every single day for good. I still occasionally enjoy my coffee on weekends and certain days, but mostly I drink tea to get my caffeine. But the most important thing that I found out, and something that you should do if you don't want to stop drinking coffee, is that you should stop drinking coffee after 12 p.m. So when you wake up, have your first cup of coffee around 10, 11 a.m., have your second cup of coffee, and then stop. Because what that does is that it allows your body to completely get rid of that caffeine in your system, so by the time you go to sleep, there's absolutely no caffeine in your system. All right, let's go ahead and talk about exercise. And the first question I'm going to ask you when it comes to exercise, ironically, is what does your workspace look like? And the reason why I'm asking this is because my workspace in the past was terrible. Here's my setup. I'd get up early in the morning, go to the bathroom, take a shower, come back into my bedroom because my literal office space, my desk was right there next to my bed. I'd open up my laptop and start doing work. But the problem with that is that as soon as I felt any sort of fatigue, every brain cell in my body would be like, bro, that bed behind you is looking so nice. It's looking so comforting. Just go lay down for like 5 minutes. And that's a terrible formula. That's the equivalent of an alcoholic trying to stay clean, but him trying to stay clean next to a very cool, very lit, very poppin' bar. It's just not gonna work. So then here are the changes that I implemented. First, I moved my office space. I changed my work environment. There's no beds, there's nothing, no couch, nothing where I work that allows my brain to be like, all right, you're tired, go lay down. I have nothing like that around me. I'm either at a cafe working, I'm in a different room working, or I go and I rent an office space and I get work done from there. The second thing that I changed when it comes to exercise is that back in the days, 6 months ago, when I'd finish work, it'd be around like 4 or 5 p.m. I'd give myself an hour, 2 hours to like relax, eat food, and then I'd go to the gym. But the problem is that by the time I'd go to the gym, it'd be like 7 to 8 p.m. And then if I train for an hour, 2 hours, that means that I'm getting home by around 10 p.m. And the challenge with that is that when you get home after the gym at 10 p.m., you have all this adrenaline in your system still, your blood is still rushing, and your body is not relaxed enough to produce that melatonin or to be able to put itself to sleep. So the simple change that I implemented there was to just go to the gym earlier, and I get done by 7 o'clock, a time where I used to walk into the gym. And lastly, let's talk about diet. Man, diet is such a big piece. I don't even know where to start with this one. I've broken it down into 15 different steps. Step number 1, I'm joking. Literally with diet, all you have to do is just eat clean. You know what a clean diet is, you know how to keep yourself healthy. So I don't have to tell you much, just no saturated fats, no bad food, no junk food, no candy, and obviously no caffeine late at nights. That's it. And I promise you follow this regimen, right? How you intake caffeine, how much sleep you get and when you get it, when you go to the gym, what your work environment, things like that look like, and follow this regimen, follow this plan for about a month. I promise you're gonna feel a lot more energy than you felt today. That's it, it's very simple. As always, thank you all for watching. It'd be awesome if you all join the family by subbing to the channel. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.